The following is intended for mature audiences only. Discretion is advised.
Pillow fight, pillow fight.
This is so fun.
Pillow fighting.
Why is it so fun?
Pillow fight.
Hi everyone, it's me, Yamini. If you like Pillow Fight, please be sure to give it a follow, and if you listen on Apple Podcasts, rate and review it. That would mean the world to me. Enjoy the episode, and thank you so much for listening to Pillow Fight.
If you're following me on literally any platform, you probably know just how much I poop. And let me tell you, wiping your butt raw with toilet paper does not remove all the shit that's sitting on it. Thankfully, there's now a sleek bidet attachment that clips onto your existing toilet and sprays your butt completely clean with fresh water. It's called Tushy, and it's the best thing you can do for your butt. Tushy sprays directly to your ass and removes the poop completely, so you aren't sitting on bacteria that leads to nasty things like hemorrhoids, yeast infections, UTIs, and itchy assholes. And a Tushy bidet cuts toilet paper use by 80%, so it pays for itself in just a few months. Join millions of happy Hello Tushy customers, including me, right now, and have a clean butt with every flush. Go to hellotushy.com/yams to get 10% off your order. That's hellotushy.com/YAMZ.
Pillow Fight.
Pillow fight, pillow fight.
Is yours made of
We
goose?
got feathers flying everywhere.
Mine's made of goose.
Pillow fight, pillow fight.
This is so fun.
Pillow fighting.
Why is it so fun?
Pillow fight.
Today on Pillow Fight, I'm joined by Sydney Battle, a writer, actress, and performer who you might recognize as the bougie Brooklyn mom of your dreams. You can keep up with her hilarious thoughts on Twitter at Sydney Battle and on Instagram at Sid Battle. On this episode of Pillow Fight, we talk about Pete Davidson's intricate relationship history, the Church of Scientology, and all our annoying acquaintances on social media.
Fuck. Marry? Kill. Fuck, marry, kill.
So for Fuck, Marry, Kill, the three options are: number one, Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas split up recently after a good run being like the paparazzi darlings of LA. And the day that the news broke, photos were released of a landscaper throwing a life-size cutout of in the trash outside of Affleck's house. Number two, on this past weekend's episode of SNL, hosted by John Krasinski, he and Pete Davidson shared a kiss pretending to be Jim and Pam from The Office. And number three, O.J. Simpson got the vaccine last week and posted a picture of him getting it on Twitter with the caption, "Get your shot. I got mine." Fuck, marry, kill. What would you do?
Okay, first of all, I'm just going to say that it's like very unfair in my eyes that you put two equally horrible things in front of me of the Pete Davidson, John Krasinski kiss and the OJ shot. Both are criminal in my mind. One of them literally, the other figuratively, and just emotionally, really. Oh my God. This is a real selfish choice. First of all, I'm going to marry the Ben Affleck, Ana de Armas drama because I don't know, like a man throwing out a life-size cutout of you is just so funny. Like, why does he have it in the first place? Did you see the pictures of his children playing with it like months ago? Last summer, his children were with her in the yard and they were playing with it like it was a toy. Oh my God. I wonder if he brought that around first and was like, hey guys, so I got a new girlfriend. I just like when you have a dog at home and you have a baby. And so you bring like a piece of the baby's clothing to the dog so it gets used to the scent. And then you introduce the baby so the dog doesn't freak out. I wonder if he did that with the cutout. And then, controversial because it is Black History Month now, but I think I might have to, oh my God, I still can't. I'm going to have to kill the OJ getting the shot because that is insane. Like, I know he's obviously done worse things, but the way he conducts himself on social media is...
It's partially bad because he's done worse things and he's just ignoring them completely.
Or he's just like gloating about them. When he first started his Twitter, he like put a glove on and he was like, you see? And it was like, no one wants this. No one. Not even the people who claim that you're innocent want this. And then I guess I will hate fuck the Pete Davidson, John Krasinski kiss, because if you're going to have two straight men kiss, they should at least have like sexual chemistry, right?
And also the idea of Pete Davidson being Pam is very strange.
I think that's why they chose him, because they were like, who's the least like Pam? But at the same time, God, I wanted them to commit to it. Like at least put a little oomph into it. They literally just smashed their faces together.
Yeah, they're just...
It was like a college improv show where two guys on the team kiss as a joke. You know?
Like they put their fingers between their mouths so they don't have to actually kiss.
Oh, we didn't...
You didn't do that? That's what...
No.
When in my improv team, that's what we were taught to do if like someone was uncomfortable kissing on stage. So you'd put your two thumbs over their lips and then you would kiss your own thumbs.
Oh, we did that in high school. Yeah. And I agree that is a much better method. I was on stage once with my friend Alex, and she, poor girl, I think has probably only ever dated white men, because when I kissed her on stage, it was just supposed to be like a stage kiss or a peck, but she thought that my bottom lip, which is full, was my tongue. And so she stuck her tongue down my throat on stage, and I'm not going to like pull away from it because that would look horrible. And also she's my friend. And so we made out on stage and everyone was just like, what the fuck is happening? And
people love when you kiss in improv. Like if a show is failing, just kiss someone and it'll be fine.
Why don't they teach that at UCB?
That's why they
Oh
failed.
wait, maybe they did teach it, but not in a good way at all. Just a ton of creepy men. I mean, I was sad at first because I had made it onto two teams. So I was on a sketch team and an improv team, and I was so young and I was like, oh, my little baby. And then after it ended, I was like, literally, what am I going to do? Ultimately, it was a very good thing that it ended.
Yeah.
I was in a class that was like half people over the age of 60, and every single scene somehow turned into bestiality. And also racism. And like literally there was one time where they were like, hey guys, we're at an urban summer camp. It's an urban summer camp. Who wants to go knock over that fire hydrant? Who wants to go smash some car windows? Yeah, you urban kids. And then we did another scene and my friend goes, yeah, I'm a leprechaun and I love drugs or something. She just like made a joke about drugs. And afterwards, one of the women goes, yeah, that was very offensive to me because my sister's niece's friend actually just died from an overdose. So that was very offensive to me. And I think it shouldn't be talked about again. And my friend goes, my dad literally died from a heroin overdose.
Yeah. I'm
going to make whatever joke. And it wasn't even that bad. It's just these people.
Yeah.
And that's what it was full of.
At the beginning of quarantine, I don't know why I agreed to do this, but someone like invited me to watch a Zoom improv show they were in that was like included a bunch of old people, and it was like, I don't know, a Herald or something on Zoom. Horrible, horrible. But it was every single old person played an animal and didn't use English. They just used like barking. And I was like, how do you expect that? It felt like a fever dream, but.
We should forget it happened.
Yeah.
We should just repress it.
Yeah. I didn't remember that it happened until just now.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll push it back down to like the depths of my subconscious. But yeah, I would also marry the Ben Affleck, Ana de Armas situation because I think it's like powerful to know that this man is, hurting so much that he has to get rid of this cardboard cutout of you in such a dramatic way that the whole public knows about it. And also knowing that like it was there in his house to begin with, like it's just fun. It's funny. It's fun. I'm kind of sad they broke up because I think they were like a fun little couple. Like I loved the little pictures of them all over Los Angeles, with their little coffees and their little outfits.
I will say it hurt me to see a woman laughing that hard at a man's jokes because I was like, there's absolutely no way that and I like Ben Affleck, but I'm like, there's no way he's telling these like laugh out loud, my head almost snaps off jokes.
That's how to keep a white man happy is laugh like that.
That's so true.
That's like the one rule. It's like feed them and laugh like that.
I did it like working a front desk. You just like, like just laugh like that. And they're like, oh, she loves me. Anyways.
I think I would fuck the OJ Simpson getting the vaccine just because there were so many good jokes that came out of it. Like people were talking about like, oh, like a white woman's shooting him. It's like a kind of, it was like a one-time thing, kind of crazy, kind of regret it, but like, you know, it's for the story. I have it.
Okay, yeah, I see where you're coming from.
I just think the John Krasinski, Pete Davidson kiss, it was like the most bland thing ever. And it's like, if SNL needed to do that, like
he does a gym face and then he smashes his face against Pete. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
I agree.
Is that what like NBC thinks that we want? Like, I'm just kind of confused by that. So I would kill it. I think it's just kind of, the world would not be any different without it. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on Pete Davidson as like a human being?
Oh my God. I think anyone dealing with a full-blown case of borderline personality disorder is fighting against a lot every day. You know, I just cannot imagine truly what his life is like. Mm-hmm. And especially because like the amount that I pick things apart, I cannot imagine how he does that on such a public scale. And watching him like fall very quickly for someone and being like, oh no, like I know that is a symptom and I worry for him. I just hope he's okay, really.
Did you ever watch his stand-up?
I watched his earlier stuff that got him on SNL, and that was pretty funny, but I haven't watched
this most recent one.
How is it?
I got 6 minutes in and had to give up, so I can't tell you.
Okay.
He basically has this, like, it starts with a story about how like Louis C.K. got mad at him for smoking too much weed and tried to get him fired off SNL, and then he's like, ha ha, like you're canceled and I'm still on SNL. I don't know if you remember, like it was going and making the rounds on Twitter, but like it was him talking about how he's jealous of gay men because they can just like grab women's butts.
Okay. Yeah, no, I wish him all the best in his mental health journey, but I don't like any of that.
I feel like 2 summers ago, whenever it was that he and Ariana Grande were dating, everyone was so pro him. I think because he was like attached to Ariana Grande and it seemed like they were like really in love. And then he kind of fell from grace pretty fast after that.
Well, I think people started to see the pattern that sort of follows borderline personality disorder. And there's that whole thing where like you can have mental illness and not be an asshole. Mm-hmm. And I feel like in that time period, he was choosing to be mentally ill and an asshole. Yeah. And so people were not happy with it. But if you look at the relationships he had before that, I feel bad for Carly, the woman from Girl Code, who he dated for like years and years and then broke up with. And like a week later was with Cassie David. And they were like the most in love you've ever seen, getting tattoos of each other and all this stuff. And so I just really, every time he breaks up with someone, I'm like, oh, girl.
And the girls that he's with are always like 10 million light years out of his league.
But isn't that so
it's classic
of a male comedian?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just am kind of naive and like hopeless romantic type. So I really like loved him and Ariana Grande together. I thought they were like so cute, but now I'm like, good riddance, goodbye.
I mean, I did hope it worked simply because like that girl has been through so much. Ugh.
She seems happy now, though. Like
with her normal boyfriend or
who's just like a guy,
just a dude who vaguely looks like Pete Davidson, but like.
But Cassie David is like so funny to me, also, just as a person. Did you read that excerpt from her? The one that was like released on The Cut. It was like an excerpt from her book, and it was like about how she can't have sex after she has eaten too much. And about how she has to choose between ice cream or sex, and her boyfriends will get mad because she's not eating dessert. But then if she eats dessert, she can't fuck them. Like 3 pages of that.
What?
And like it sounded like satire. It was like,
but it wasn't.
All girls know, like, you have to make the terrible decision. Do I want dessert or do I want a dick inside me?
I feel like she should go talk to some gay men who have to choose between literally eating anything and like having sex. Oh, I'll have to go read that.
I'm also like, Cassie, like maybe you have a gastrointestinal condition.
Maybe you should get it checked. Like, because ice cream is the thing that does it, just ice cream?
No, I mean, she specifically cited like that she couldn't have dessert. And so like she mentioned a story about one boyfriend wanting to get ice cream, but she couldn't get ice cream because she wanted to have sex, and he wanted her to have ice cream, and she felt offended because that would imply that he didn't want to have sex with her. That was the issue. But I was like, if you're eating anything and feeling so full that you like can't have sex, maybe like you have a digestive issue, because I have one, and you know, it's painful, and I hope she doesn't have to go through that.
I love that this ends with like a heartfelt connection. Please, you're so rich. Go to a doctor.
Would you rather, would you rather, would you rather? Let's play a game of Would You Rather.
Okay, so you told me before we recorded this that you are intrigued by those MLM ladies, the
Oh my God, love my
multi-level
pyramid
marketing
scheme.
pyramid scheme ladies. So famously to me, one of the greatest MLMs of all time is the Church of Scientology. So I
live so close to it.
I want to know if you'd rather be in Scientology or like deeply, deeply in debt to an MLM that like owns your life.
How in debt am I?
I don't know. Like you might have to refinance your house or something. You have to work like another job.
Oh, see, okay, this is difficult because if I'm in debt with an MLM, maybe I can just find like a rich man to pay it off for me or something. But if I'm in Scientology, that's much harder to leave. Did you say it was high up in Scientology or no?
I just said in Scientology.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm high up there.
Yeah.
I honestly think I'd rather be in an MLM, but a fitness one, so that at least I'm getting like really fit as my life crumbles around me. I went to the Scientology Center in Hollywood, and my best friend is like obsessed with it. And so we went in, and almost immediately the question that they asked us was, what's your ethnicity? But they were only looking at me. They're like, what's your racial mixture? And I was like, excuse me? And they're like standing in front of the indigenous American like wax statues they have. And they're like, what is it? And I was like, well, you know, it's a little this, a little that. And I like go through the spiel. I can't remember if I lied to them, but I was truthful. And I was like, yeah, I'm also indigenous. Like I have indigenous blood. And they were like, yes, we could tell. And they were so excited. And for the rest of the tour, they paid special attention to me because of that.
Who gives the tours at the church?
Members of the church.
It's just like everyday members?
Everyday members.
How do like regular Joes get inducted into Scientology?
It is very similar to an MLM where you have to take a lot of classes, you have to read a lot of books, you have to do service hours. And it was really deeply depressing because the woman giving the tour was from, I don't remember exactly, a Southeast Asian island, but she had come to America and joining Scientology was how she learned English. And so she was she was really passionate and devoted to it. And she was like, you know, I had nothing and I joined the church and they gave me something and I had a place to live and I was learning English and all this other stuff. And so she was very passionate about it because it had given her so much. And I was so happy that she has this now. But I was also like, you're in a cult.
Yeah. I wonder like how they do their marketing though. Like how do they find people?
Back before everything was shut down, I know they do a lot of like stands everywhere.
Oh, like the Jehovah's Witnesses do too. Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. And it's always terrifying stuff. And you can never really tell that it's Scientology. It's just stuff like, pills are killing you. Your therapist wants you to die. Like, big, like, it's insane. Huge trifolds with really scary font telling you how the world is ending.
They always have the scariest marketing materials, all of those religious groups.
It's terrifying. I took a video when I was in the center and like the video they showed us had a man repeatedly slapping a woman and his child for like 2 minutes straight. And then Scientology changed him.
Do you have a favorite Scientologist?
I guess the original L. Ron Hubbard, the man who created it all. Like the skill it takes, like he's a horrible man, but the skill it takes to spin as many lies as he did, to make it catch on in such a way, like I'm not trying to praise cult leaders, but it's truly insane. And he was prolific. He wrote hundreds of books, hundreds of science fiction books. This is why I can't be a cult leader, because the effort it takes. It's a matter of work. That's what's stopping me.
I think, you know, I would be in Scientology if they did something for me. Like if I was like, if I could be like an Elizabeth Moss, like Tom Cruise.
She's like the biggest one. She and Tom Cruise are like the biggest ones that they have right now because Will Smith kind of left.
I think it's really wild though that Elizabeth Moss is the star of The Handmaid's Tale and also in the Church of Scientology.
The range she has, the ability to dissociate as an actress. It's admirable.
Mm-hmm. No, in college, one of my friends made a drinking game that was about Scientology. So there's like an L. Ron, and everyone would like sit in a circle, and he would like tell you what to do. So it'd be like lick your friend's shoe, whatever. Like if you didn't do it, you had to take a shot. But it was like really quick and fast. Like it was you get wasted in seconds. And then there was like what's her name, Shelley Miscavige, the one who's like gone missing.
Oh, the one her husband is in charge, right?
Yeah, her husband's in charge, and now she went missing. So someone would be her, and she'd be off in the corner, like trying to get someone's attention in the group. And if she got someone's attention, like she made eye contact with someone, then they had to switch out with her.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
there was a way, like there was like a way to like have an uprising. And you would have to like, you and 3 other people in the circle would have to like incite Dianetics and like rise up against David Miscavige. And so it was a whole game. We played it so much my freshman year of college, and every time like somebody, had like a major
alcohol poisoning or something.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you go to like a smart kid school. Your drinking games are just absolutely deranged.
Yeah, because they're all like
smart
history or like some sort of like math.
Yeah, like they're so intelligent, and it comes out in the weirdest, sometimes most dangerous ways.
Yeah, I love also how in BoJack Horseman there's like an episode where Todd gets like inducted into what's supposed to represent Scientology, but it's improv.
He's in the improv boat. Yeah.
But like improv is Scientology, which is so funny.
It's not entirely off base.
Yeah. I feel like if you walked into a group of people doing improv warm-ups, you would think that was a cult meeting.
Oh, for sure.
Like Zip Zap Zop and like those kind of games. Like just looking at that, there's no way that looks normal.
None of it looks normal. None of it is normal. I think about doing improv and I'm like, oh God, like anyone doing this without hating themselves a little bit is someone that I'm afraid of.
The white boys in my high school improv team say that they did it so that they could get better at picking up chicks and lying to their moms. But anyone who does improv, you don't get better at picking up chicks from doing improv.
You get worse, most likely.
Yeah. But
my eyes like rolled back in my head and got stuck.
Oh no, I think about those guys all the time though, because I know that now they're all like dreadful losers. It makes me really happy. Like that's just, I try not to be happy from the failures of other people, but that's like one of the things that I just am like, yeah, I also hope they're like sending my tweets to like random girls they like, being like, I knew her in high school, like we were such good friends. Like,
well, we had very similar, I think, experiences on Twitter where just like one thing goes viral and then all of a sudden overnight you get all of these followers that you did not expect or know what to do with, and then it somehow continues to grow, and so you're just like, I don't know what's happening, I guess I'll just go along with it, and you suddenly get all of these random people who either used to bully you or were just awful in some type of way DMing you, and you're like, I can't even remember your last name. Like, I don't even know who you are. People
I went to high school with that like never knew DM me and be like, I have this gossip about somebody that you knew in high school, like want to know. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? Like this is so weird.
They want you to tweet about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they want you to tweet about it. I have a favorite pyramid scheme girly, and so help me, if one of the people listening to this rats me out to her again, I will find out who you are and I will block you.
No.
I've been tweeting about her for years, but all of a sudden I went viral and now people, I guess, send her my tweets. And so she unfollowed me. Rude.
Is she like a girl you knew?
In college, yeah. And she lives in France, and her husband got like a week off of work. And so she goes, we're trying to decide where we want to go because he has this week of vacation. We don't know if we'll go to the States because it might take too much with all the COVID restrictions. So give us recommendations on where to travel. And, we're going to keep COVID stuff in mind because we want to be able to go to restaurants when we're in this place that we're visiting. Insane. She's been traveling all over, like during the holiday season. Literally, I think went to 4 different places in America. America, like
Yeah.
flying, just insane shit. And someone DMs her to be like, this is really unsafe and, you know, this is bad. And she posted about them and blocked them, even though this person was just like, hey, this isn't okay.
I've decided to play a kind of a fun game, which is that people from high school or college who I don't want to follow on Instagram anymore and don't care about, I don't want to have to manually unfollow them. I would rather just get myself blocked. So there's this girl I knew in high school, and she threw herself a birthday party in like December, and it was masquerade themed. So everyone was wearing like eye masks, and I commented, and there was like all these pictures of all these people. Her like grandparents were at this party, and then I commented wrong masks, and she blocked me, which I didn't think
just for wrong masks.
That's for wrong masks. I was like, that's funny. That's a funny joke. I wasn't even like being that mean. There's also a girl that I went to college with who over winter break, she went to Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Miami, and I'm like, if you're gonna go on 3 vacations, they shouldn't all be beach trips, you know? Like do one skiing, like go to the desert. Like, why are you going to 3 of the same kind of climate?
Yeah.
I was like,
that's just stupid on her part.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like,
God, you have more energy than I do. I don't have, because if these people try to argue with me, I'll just be like, no.
No, if the people try to argue with me, then I just like stop answering. But I feel like some people I'm like, it's fun to be blocked by these like random people that I went to high school with and never liked.
I don't know if I still follow like anyone from high school, but
yeah,
I might take a page out of your book because that seems like a lot more fun.
It's a fun little game. It's for sure a fun little game.
Oh my God. There's this one girl I went to college with who is like, I knew before the pandemic that she was wealthy, but it is just very clear how wealthy she is in the pandemic. She's one of those New York people who is living like there isn't one, like going to parties, and they have all those secret like clubs where they're going to
the Hamptons and stuff. Yeah.
Or like in warehouses in New York where and she goes, everyone gets a rapid test at the door. And it's like, oh, the inaccurate rapid test. Everyone gets one of those at the door. That's so nice. That's great.
Also, like rapid tests are so expensive to just get to party one time.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They do not care. And they do it also. They can go stand in a room with like red lights and loud music.
Okay, I have a second would you rather. So Gabrielle Union and Zach Braff are set to star in that upcoming remake of Cheaper by the Dozen. Yes. And everyone's been like rolling their eyes because in what world would Gabrielle Union make 12 babies with Zach Braff? But I want to know if you would rather be like the Zach Braff in that situation, so like be with a person of color or be with someone infinitely hotter than you, or Gabrielle Union being infinitely hotter than some random white man that you're with.
I would never want to be the one that people are accusing of not being hot enough for the other person. So I think I would rather be the Gabrielle. Wait, okay. So in this other scenario, my husband is like, I'm trying to think, like an Idris Elba or something. Like I think I'd rather have that actually. As much as it fights against like everything inside of me because I don't want to be accused of being too ugly for anyone. I'm just trying to think of the conversations that I've had with mediocre white men, and being married to that, I don't think I could do that. Like I used to think I could, and I often did, but now mediocre white men, just like I have no ability to listen to them.
Yeah, I think if we're judging this based on quality of marriage, I would also choose that. But out of solely like perception and celebrity kind of status, I want to be the one that's like, they're like, oh my gosh, she could do so much better. And then when the inevitable divorce happens, they take my side.
Yes. Okay. I agree with you there.
I also feel like I have dated just so many mediocre white men.
Well, you're very happy with your current boyfriend, right? You tweet about your boyfriend.
He's a non-mediocre white man. He's a well above average white man.
I like occasionally see, because you'll retweet something and it's all very cute. You like each other so much, and it might be something about jawlines, or maybe that's just what I project onto it. I'm like, oh my God, these two people with great jawlines found each other.
I feel like I know that I'm really happy because I'm posting about it on Twitter, because every other relationship I've ever been in, I'm like, nobody in the internet is going to hear about how I feel about it. This is like, if anyone even suspects that I have emotional feelings, like gross, that does not fit my brand.
This is a big move, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
This is a shift.
Yeah.
Happy for you. Proud of you. Oh my God. How did we get on this topic? Oh, it's because I was thinking back in my head. I'm thinking about the people on Twitter who like think that I'm much more mentally normal or sane than I am. And so they'll like say these things to me and I'm like, I want to block you. I want to block you, but I know that I'd be the crazy one in this scenario. So I won't, but I want to block you for trying to make a joke under my joke.
People act like the replies to your tweets are either an open mic or a Socratic seminar, and it's like, no, that's not what's there.
Yeah, for a while I had to I just was tweeting without giving people the ability to comment because I was getting so annoyed at I love my followers, but there are like 20 of them that ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. After Trump got banned, I was losing so many followers and it started to freak me out because I was like, was I being followed by Nazis? Just to keep an eye on me. I don't know, because like there were times where I've been like not doxxed, but like baby doxxed. And I think like there have to be some of them like watching me.
What is baby doxxed?
So I kept getting comments on like YouTube and on my Instagram videos and like on TikTok that all seemed to come from the same sort of group of people that were like, you like hate white men and like you're bullying us and like that's bad because like we are the superior people and you know like you are not even hot and like you joke like you're hot and like you're not funny and you like blah blah blah. And then I was like, okay, whatever, like these are just like random incels commenting on my stuff, like not, that happens all the time, whatever, who cares, just like those people don't have lives. And then one of them DM'd me on Twitter, which was like, that was pretty scary, which was like, I know where you live, like if you make jokes about white men ever again, like we will find you and we will castrate your brother. I had people look into like the IP address or whatever. It was like turned out to be like a 16-year-old boy. Like I got all my like address and stuff, all that taken off the internet, but it was like a whole thing. Nothing happened, thank God. But you know, I feel like they have an eye on me. It's like,
Jesus Christ. I also don't, when I hear stories like this, I know that unfortunately this is the norm for being a person of color who's very visible online. And I, as a Black woman, have had some really horrible experiences, but I have avoided stuff like that thus far. And I feel very lucky, but I had like one experience where I got a random text, and this was back in like October. I got a text and it was this guy being like, hey, you probably didn't know this, but if you pull up the resume on your website and you download it and then you highlight where your number is blacked out and you copy and paste, you can still get your number. So that's how I got your number. And I figured you would want to know that that is accessible online. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked up the phone number and found the name and went through my followers, and I found this guy followed me on every platform.
Yeah.
And so I was like, he has multiple ways to contact me. And instead he chose to text me from the number that he put in effort to find just to like exert his powder.
Yeah.
Not his powder. I'm looking at powder right now. To exert his power. And then he follows up with a text. It's like, and now I'm realizing that was probably really creepy what I did. And I promise I will never text you again.
They love to say, oh, sorry if that was creepy, as if it negates the whole creepy thing.
I did not know what to do. And luckily I got the information off the internet, but I was so creeped out.
Oh yeah, that's so definitely so creepy.
I mean, yours is much creepier.
Yeah. I mean, but like that person then blocked me, and so I couldn't contact them or figure it out. And yeah, no, it was definitely weird. I went viral once with a tweet that was like, every time I see a beautiful woman of color with a white man, I'm like, sit for yourself. And then I remember, oh, that's me. And like people like everyone in like our like Twitter circles, whatever, it was like, ha, funny. But I got found by some like far right Twitter that had like a bunch of followers, and they like were posting about how I was a racist, and like all of their followers were coming after me, coming after my boyfriend, like all this stuff. They were calling him like a cuck because he commented something that was like, if you wanted to leave me for like a person of color, like I would understand. And then so then they were all like attacking us, like sending us like horrible DMs and stuff. And the account,
when that happens, you have to just go private. Like that's what, and then you wait and then block the person, because I have also been retweeted by like a huge alt-right conservative person, and then just like the stuff that follows is insane.
It's nasty. I went on a major reporting spree too, and then when people got reported from that, it was like so beautiful to see their accounts get taken down. Like that was so satisfying.
Once again, you have more energy than me. I I block them and I'm like, okay, bye. Some of the insults I got were really, because when it happened to me, it was for this video I made where this creepy man used to like always come in and just be really skeevy to me.
Seen that.
Yeah. So that one was it. And this man, this alt-right dude, just went on like a tirade about me, and he has over 500,000 followers. And so he's retweeting me and he's going on like a little thread rant about how I'm ungrateful and how my soul is a dumpster and I'm a garbage human and I have an ugly soul. But what made me laugh about it was that in all of the comments, like no one could deny that I was attractive. Instead, they're all like, she's gonna be mad when she ages out of that beauty. Then where will she be? And like just saying all this stuff. Someone said, I look like the worst parts of Lark Voorhees from Saved by the Bell. Lark Voorhees and Michael Jackson's surgeries. And I was like, so they were trying to get my nose? Like, yeah, they wanted my nose. Okay. And then another person said I looked like a thalidomide. I don't know how to say the drug. Thalidomide baby, which it was when a bunch of women took this drug and their babies came out with arm and leg deformities that they were called like flipper babies. It wasn't okay. And then someone posted my picture and was like, really? She's beautiful? And nobody commented on his or like liked. After the initial panic of maybe I'll be doxxed or something, I could laugh at it. But.
So it's funny in time, you know?
Yeah, after you're out of the danger.
Yeah. It's like these people have all this time and energy to like sit here and say this random shit about you. Like, sorry, you don't have any life. Like, okay.
I hate myself more than these people ever hate me. And so also I had a really chaotic childhood. So nothing they can throw at me is something like it's very unlikely that I haven't heard it.
That one really bad DM I got, it started off with like, it ended with the really creepy stuff, but it started off with like, you're not funny, like you're not hot, like you like are chubby and like your hair is frizzy and like you don't look good and all stuff. And I was like, okay, like you're wrong. just
patently.
Okay. I was like, you're okay, cool. Like whoever you are, like you're in no position to turn me down. So I'm just knowing that.
I hope to God that you never have to, like that you never encounter this person and have to turn them down. Like I really hope you never meet them in real life.
I mean, I think they're in their mom's basement somewhere, like typing away with like, you know, once this guy commented on one of my tweets, like, show me titties. And I was like, I'll show this to your mom. And then he was like, my mom just passed away. Like, this is really hurtful. And I was like,
okay.
I was like, well, don't ask me to show titties.
you can't. I have too much social anxiety, like legitimately just too much social anxiety to respond to people usually. It's just like I get very frozen.
I can't usually, but something like that is just too obvious to not.
You have more energy. And I said it repeatedly in this podcast. You have more energy than me.
I turned off notifications from people who don't follow me because I was just tired of those, you know. That was a good decision because now I just only see the worst things I see are people who like me too much.
Yeah, that's always weird. I don't really get notifications on my phone. And so it's just always a surprise when I open any app. It's like, oh, what's happening in there? And then I almost immediately get off because I'm like, oh, I don't know what to say.
Truth or dare? Truth or dare?
So, truth or dare, Sydney?
Dare.
Okay, I want you to do right now a little impression of Hailey and Justin Bieber's dinner conversations. So you play both of them and just do a little back and forth improv for us.
Do you like what I made for dinner?
Yeah, babe, I can't believe you made soul food. That's like crazy. Like it's like taking me back to like my roots when I was like with Usher, you know, like not Canada, but back to my roots, you know, like in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, no, it was like super easy. When I just told the maid to get any box with a black person on it at the store.
Whoa, no way. And that worked for you?
Yeah, his name is Uncle Ben, and dinner is gonna be Aunt Jemima's pancakes and syrup.
Babe, you're too good for me. I can't believe that I'm so lucky to be enjoying this beautiful feast. Most beautiful girl in the world. Like insane.
Yeah, I love you too. We're gonna save. I had a surprise, but I know your favorite drink, Kool-Aid martinis, and we're gonna have those later too.
Damn, you're speaking to my soul. I love you so much.
Okay, that's all.
That was so good. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Life with the Beavers. We don't need a reality show because now I know everything I need to know.
I don't know if we need to know anything more about them than we already know. Okay, truth or dare.
I'll also do a dare.
I want you to scroll through the contact list on your phone. And then when I say stop, you have to send that person a text that says something like, doesn't have to be this. This is just what came to me.
Uh-huh.
We've been having like really big moons lately. Am I right? Something weird.
Okay.
Okay, so are you scrolling?
Okay, I'm scrolling.
Stop.
Okay, got it.
Who is it?
His name is Fred. I went to college with him, but I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Perfect.
Okay. The sky has just been proving to be more and more expansive lately. How lucky we are to live under it. And the moon, her beauty radiates far.
This is great.
Send.
I hope Fred appreciates. Oh, thank you for showing me.
Okay, truth or dare?
Truth.
What's the weirdest thing that you do while you're in the shower? Or are you just like an extremely normal get in? So
I guess the weirdest thing is probably but a lot of people probably do this. I have like full on conversations with myself, but not always like I'll try out different voices or I'll do little scenes with myself, I guess. It's deeply sad. Like sometimes I'll catch myself in the mirror because I can sort of see it out of the corner and I'll see myself doing it and I go, okay, we reeling that back. I think that's the weirdest thing I do, but I'm also very paranoid. I'm very paranoid about being in the shower. And so the other day I heard some noises while I was in there and I was like, I should have brought a knife in here. Like I was mad at myself for not bringing a knife in the shower. So maybe I'll have a shower knife soon and that will be the weirdest.
So you can just like keep it, like get suction cupped to the wall in the shower.
When I was a kid, for a while I slept with the suture or not the suture, the scalpel from my chemistry set under my pillow because I was convinced that I would need it if someone broke in because I was raised by an FBI agent and almost not every night, probably a couple times a week, my dad would come in to check on me and he would look under my pillow and he'd find the scalpel and he'd take it out and I just put it back in.
It's like the tooth fairy came. The tooth fairy would find your tooth and the scalpel and she would run. She would dash out the door.
Yes.
I think it's
what?
Part. I think it's
what were you saying?
Not that weird that you do scenes to yourself because I literally talk to myself all the time as if I'm like narrating my life for a YouTube video.
You do?
I'm like, so now we're going to drink this thing. Now we're going to put the potatoes in the pan and we're going to toss them around and we're going to wait for them to get crispy. Like that's how I literally talk to myself like that.
Oh, so mine's not like that. It's like literally me going, why would you do that? Like I have no efficacy in your ability to protect me or be there for me because you just do this shit repeatedly. And then I'm like, who am I talking to?
Yeah, it's improv practice.
I guess, or like things I wish I had said to people that I now hate.
Oh, I do that too, like things I wish I had said to someone.
Truth or dare?
Truth.
When you were in middle school, what was the like weirdest thing you did?
Honestly, so much. Let's see. I stole so much of my mom's makeup and would put it on at school. And I would come home fully with it on. Like, it was like, I assumed that I like pretended like she didn't realize that it was happening, but it was all it was like horrible. Like it would be like bright eyeshadow and like some like weird red lipstick and no mascara. Like it was just like kind of like a weird looking thing. And what else did I do? I just thought I was like the height of fashion. Also, I wore a lot of really weird things to school. I remember one outfit that I wore was like, it was like leggings that were cream lace, and I wore like a skirt over top of it that was like knee length and floral, and I wore like knee-high boots on top of that. So I looked like just a slutty farm girl. That's kind of what it was. I used to draw all over myself, just come to school with as if I had tattoos.
God.
I did a lot of weird things in middle school. I don't think I was anything remotely close to normal.
Yeah, but you were weird and confident about it, which is a funny thing to find. I feel like all of my weirdness was covert.
Yeah, I think I was weird and confident about it, but all of my friends were also weird and confident about it. So it was we all just were kind of big weirdos. In high school, I was a little less confident about being weird because people started to have more of a consciousness of self. And then I got to college and I was confident about being weird again. Truth or dare?
Dare.
Okay. I want you to text the third most recent person you texted a vivid description of cheese in your fridge that kind of might smell or look a little bad, and ask them if you should eat it or not.
I'm vegan, so
don't do cheese.
And I've been one for 11 years, so I don't think they'll believe me.
Don't do cheese. Do a vegetable.
Vegetable. Hey, so I have this zucchini in my fridge, and it's kind of slimy. This is even better because this person sent me 5 texts and I have not responded to them. Hey, so I have the zucchini in my fridge and it's kind of slimy when I touch it. It's still a really beautiful shape and definitely would inspire penis envy, but it has fuzz on the end of it and a couple white spots. Should I still eat it?
Who is this person?
This is someone I went to college with. Someone I went to college with who now works in the office of Senator Feinstein.
Oh.
And so I hope that she's fielding a very important call or something and gets that text. It's sorry, Diane, I've got to deal with something so my friend doesn't die.
When you wrote that text, I was thinking about how we use eggplants to denote penises, and we should probably use more squash.
Would never want an eggplant inside of me.
Yeah, me neither. But a zucchini, a squash, a yellow squash, that could work.
I've even seen certain carrots or sweet potatoes that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes, they're all shaped differently, so it would depend on
Yeah, the one you find, just like with penises.
Just like with penises. Oh.
Every time I see a penis, I want to laugh because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Obviously, not obviously, but I like them. But I'm who designed that?
Yeah. It's just a little hanging little it's you could drag you could just it's like a leash.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I can't. I tweeted the other day that I really like having dark eyes because I don't like the idea of people being able to look at my pupils and know something about me. And I feel the same way about a penis. I don't want people to know if I'm aroused.
They don't hide. They wear their heart on their sleeves. Penises.
Truly. I never, I don't want that to be me. I love to be all mysterious.
Yeah.
Truth or dare?
The last one. Dare.
I want you to go Google Justin Bieber 2018, and I want you to find the most heinous picture of him there and tweet an earnest thing. Yes. And say something this is really hard for me to say, but when Justin looked like this, I felt such an attraction to him that it made me question a lot of stuff in my life.
I'm coming clean. This is a picture of Justin Bieber in the year 2018. When he looked like this, I couldn't think about anything else. Only him.
Vague. I like it, yeah.
And how he made me feel.
Because maybe he made you feel so horrible.
I neglected a lot of my personal relationships because I was thinking about him. It was hard. I'm recovering.
Wow, I hope it does well, that tweet. I really hope it takes off, becomes your new pinned tweet. so proud of it.
Yeah, fame.
I think people will know it's on brand.
You know, the thing is, people believe me any joke I say now. It's like they don't take it as a joke. Well, I got 8 likes in 30 seconds, so
That's a good sign.
the latter half of this podcast feels very Justin Bieber themed.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it back.
Yeah, there's a callback.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Full circle.
How cute. Well, thanks so much for joining me. It was so fun to have you and to virtually get to know you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really had a wonderful time, and yeah, what else is there to say? I had a great time. We had a lot of laughs.
Thanks so much for joining our pillow fight. See you next time. Pillow Fight is a production by me, Yamini Nambimadom, with music by Greer Baxter. Thanks for listening.